Wait, this is supposed to be called a 75 extra hard. It's one of those automated systems that you don't want to have. You want to have an automated system for that money going into an SIP, not the money getting deducted within reverse SIP.
So the 75-day hard challenge is great when you want to make fitness change or a mindset change. What about a financial change?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Compounding Mindset brought to you by Axis Mutual Fund. I'm Paridhi Doshi, your movement and fitness coach, and we've got Ashdin Doctor along with us, your resident habit coach. Ashdin, we're talking about challenges because let's agree to this, we've been living in the era of challenges, and especially so the 60 hard, the 75 hard, the 90 hard challenge. Have you ever done any of those challenges?
So firstly, I love challenges because challenges are a great way of pushing yourself completely out of the comfort zone. So as a habit coach, I normally tell people that don't break your comfort zone, stretch it. However, challenges are a great way to break it to see what you are actually capable of. Very often we discount our own abilities, and that's where challenges come in. And I did the 75-day hard just, I think, at the start of the year. And the 75-day hard, for those of you who don't know, consists of a few things that you have to do for 75 days. So in case I miss any, please fill it in. So the first one is you need to do 2 workouts, one indoors, one outdoors, each for either 30 minutes or 45 minutes. The second is you need to drink 1 gallon of water, which is about 4 liters of water. Then you need to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book to expand your knowledge. Then you need to, what else?
We have no alcohol, no sugar, and eating clean. So, no cheat meals for whatever the duration of the challenge is.
Correct. And follow a diet. So some system of eating that you need to be at.
Correct. And doing everything without a break. So, you have no rest days essentially. So, if the challenge is 60 days long, you do this every single day for 60 days, 75 days, or 90 days, whatever the duration of the challenge is.
I'm sure we're missing one, but I can't remember it. Maybe if it pops in. But it is a hard thing to do. And I did this at the start of, I was actually inspired by somebody. So I had just launched my 4th book. And the person was posting stories every day about reading my book. And I couldn't figure out why she was posting stories every day about reading my book. That's when I realized that she was doing the 75-day hard challenge. And she was sharing, and my book was the book that she had chosen for those 10 pages a day. And I was like, this sounds like a damn good idea. Let me also try this. And I made my entire plan and I started doing this 75-day hard challenge. Now, it was smooth sailing for the first, I think, 15 days. And then, like I said, I just launched my 4th book. So all the travel started to the different, literary festivals, promotions, etc. And I was winded. I survived till day 45, which according to me is not bad with the amount of travel that I was doing. But there was this one day where I had to wake up at 5 in the morning, take a flight, and then sit in a car for 7 hours to reach this one literary festival. And then there was no way my exercise could have happened. And that's when my challenge failed. The 75-day hard is great if you are somebody who has nothing going for them and they want to shake up from their life. Have you ever done any of these challenges, by the way?
I have not done any of the 75 or 90-day hard challenge.
Do you know anyone who's done them?
I know a lot of people who have done them for sure. And for some of them, as you said, it works really nicely because they don't have a lot going on. So it helps them set into that routine, which is the entire point of doing any such challenge, is to get into consistently doing things, to build those habits over the 60 or 75 or 90-day, whatever duration that they choose to do. But for somebody who has really hectic life, someone like you and I, who basically might not have the time to have 90 minutes in the day to split it into 2 workouts, where one of it has to be indoor and one of it has to be outdoor, which is so weather dependent. I think these challenges become a lot more punishment than like discipline orienting. So for me, what I think works really nicely is just picking one habit that I want to inculcate and doing so with an end goal in mind. Before that, I really had no goal, and my direction in terms of my working out was feeling really lost to me. So when I said that, okay, my only aim is to make sure that I work out every single day and I do so for an hour. Whatever that hour consists of, get into the mat, get started, and get something done. That allowed me the flexibility to do it at any point of the time in the day. It could be an outdoor run, it could be an indoor strength session. I didn't care about what it was as long as I got in a workout. And that put things back on track for me. Because now, every single day, I was not really fighting for motivation. I knew I had an end goal, and I kept compounding that one session a day over 5 weeks. It really wasn't even, it was less than 60. It was close to 40 days. But when I reached that day of the challenge, I felt so much more comfortable because I knew I'd put in the work every single day without putting that much effort and that much thought process, oh, this needs to be perfect. It just was progress every single day for 40 days.
You saw that progress taking place. I think these challenges are brilliant when you don't, when you feel that you're in a rut, you're stuck in the same way and you can't figure out a way out of it. So 75 day, and the other habit that we missed out is you have to take a progress selfie every day.
Correct.
So the 75-day hard challenge is great when you want to make a fitness change or a mindset change. What about a financial change?
Ooh.
Okay, so let's imagine if you're doing a 75-day hard financial challenge. So in 75 days, how can you rewire your entire finances and your financial system? So let's try and figure this out. So I'll add one challenge, you add one challenge, and we'll see if we can build this together.
100%.
Okay.
Let's go.
So there's something I did when a few years ago when I realized I was just spending a lot of money on eating out. So I gave myself a challenge of 30 days of no eating out. So if I went out with somebody, I could order maybe water and I could order a limbu pani. That's it. But I couldn't order food. So I suddenly realized just the amount of money that I saved on this. Okay, so if you're taking up this 75-day hard financial challenge, the first one I would say is no eating out. That means no ordering in external food either. Okay, we're talking about ghar ka khana. So you can't spend and say, nay, I didn't eat out. I technically ate inside my house. No, that's called eating out. No food from a restaurant, and conditions apply. So what you have to do is only eat ghar ka khana for 30 days. Do you think that's doable?
I think that's doable.
Have you ever been able to do 30 days without eating out?
I love ghar ka khana.
Okay, so 30 days. And what's going to happen after these 30 days, you have to calculate the amount of money that you have saved from not going out and eating. All right. That saved money you have to put in your first SIP. So since we're going to be doing this into 30 days, it makes sense because, SIPs every 30 days is a great way of structuring it. So that same money that you would have saved from all the food that you would have not eaten outside goes into your first SIP. Do you think this sounds like a good plan?
This sounds like a good plan. Just the first 30 days sounds pretty solid.
Okay. Add to that. What would you then add to make this financial challenge, 75-day financial challenge, more robust?
I feel like a lot of us travel really long distances to get to work. So, especially for me, I mean, sometimes I look at the money that I spend just on cabs and rickshaws traveling from instead of giving you two geographical points, traveling 24 kilometers, which could look like 2.5 hours. So I think the second thing that I would add would be to save money by using public transports. Because I think that not only saves money, of course, but it saves so much of your time. It cuts your travel time into half. So now you have more time on your hand and you have more money on your hand literally every day and at the end of the month. So I think the second part of the challenge for me would be to travel in public transports to save time and money both. And then you use that money compounded with the money that you've already saved by by not eating outside, and then reinvest that at the end of the month. How about that?
Fantastic. Okay, so we've got no going out for food, and you've in any case banned people from going out of the home. People are going to be just saying, you know what, I'll just sit at home and not do anything. But that's not the point of this challenge. Go
Not at
out,
all.
right? But realize and be mindful of where you're spending your money.
Correct.
Let's put the reading habit in. So how about we do 10 pages of some book around, like a money mindset kind of a thing. Very often we shy away from these books, either that talk about investment, or they talk about, how you can have a mindset of a rich mind, or, how you have a wealth mindset. So all those kinds of books, imagine if you picked one up and just read 10 pages of that every single day. What a gorgeous habit that would be. You would have completely changed the way you think about money and you look at money. So I think 10 pages a day is a fantastic way of starting out your, financial journey and learning more about money as well.
And if we need to add on to that, the time that you're spending in traveling, you could also r- listen to or watch a financial podcast or a financial expert for those 10 minutes. That compounds onto the knowledge that you're already gaining from reading those 10 pages. And now you have like 10 extra minutes of listening to or watching something that is going to expand that knowledge.
Okay, so Paridhi, normally when I talk about habits with people,
Huh.
and people say, oh, you know what, instead of 10 pages, I'll listen to something for 10 minutes. It's not the same.
Correct.
So 10 pages of reading equals to 20 minutes of listening. So what we'll do is 10 pages of a book or 20 minutes of a podcast or an audiobook. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair.
Okay, so that's how we'll start playing around with this thing. I'm excited by this challenge.
Quite nice.
What else can we do to add to this? Do you want to make it extra hard for people, or do you want to like soften it up a little bit?
I think let's give two options.
Okay.
Let's make it extra hard and also ease it out a bit.
All right. So I'll add one more. Cancel 2 subscriptions that you currently have. Okay. And this you do by the end of the last 75 days. So those last 25 days, cancel 2 subscriptions that you've been paying for. Now, this is interesting, right? Because we don't realize where the subscription money is going, and it's just spending it. Instead, you could realize that, oh, you know what? I could have saved this money and put this somewhere else. So I think subscriptions are a hidden way of, money's disappearing from your bank account. So this is something that would be interesting to quit. What do you think? Do you have 2 subscriptions that you would think about?
I do think I do have two in my mind that I would cancel. Okay, I rarely watch TV also though. I'm happy. But you know what? That also then reminds me I should not be paying for those subscriptions if I'm not going to be watching them.
The point is that a subscription that you're paying out is almost like a reverse SIP.
That is correct.
An SIP, you're putting money into something that's going to grow and give you back more money. A subscription is almost like a reverse SIP. The money is just disappearing from your bank account, and it does not give you that return back that you're expecting. Also, what I've realized is many of us have subscriptions that we no longer understand or know that we have. It automatically gets
Correct.
Deducted from your account, and you have no clue that this is taking place.
It's one of those automated systems that you don't want to have. You want to have an automated system for that money going into an SIP, not the money getting deducted within reverse SIP.
Correct. Exactly. And we keep talking about systems. This is a great system for us to break. Okay, one final one.
Okay.
I think this is for all you shopaholics. How many of us are addicted to shopping? Online, right?
100.
with our credit card, we just like swipe. So this was something that people used to do years ago, and this habit has stuck in my head. They would take their credit cards, put them in water, and freeze it in their freezer.
Wow.
So you didn't have access to your credit cards. It is almost like you cancel them, but now they're in your freezer. So in an emergency, if you needed them, you could break it open, break it out, allow it to thaw, and use the credit card. And yes, most of the time the credit card did work. Most of the time. But this was an extreme way people broke their shopping habits. So now that was a ice block challenge in itself. But if you ever find the need to be extra hard on yourself for your shopping, or you have somebody in your family who probably needs to hear that, send this as a challenge for them. That would be an exciting way of doing this.
That's like an extra hard financial 75. Wait, this is supposed to be called a 75 extra hard.
75 extra hard. So we've given you 2 options. We've given you the medium version of this and the extra hard version of this.
And the nice thing I feel about this financial challenge is you can just tailor it to your lifestyle. Because if you know things that are not working for you and things that are working for you, you can make it easy by incorporating things more consistently on a day to day basis, the ones that are working for you. And you can challenge yourself month on month by things that are hard for you. Again, gives you that flexibility to incorporate things according to your lifestyle, just like we need flexibility in terms of how we invest in a portfolio depending upon where our risk appetite is
Correct.
and where we are in that stage or that point of time in your life.
Like, for example, if you're already taking the public transport, that aspect of your life is already is set in
Correct.
place. You might want to do something else where you suddenly realize that you're spending money unknowingly. There was a beautiful expression that said that most of us spend money to just try and impress others.
Mm.
Right? You can probably identify where are those places in your life where you're spending money to just impress others and instead break that pattern. Why do I need to do this for others? Can I do something for myself? For example, buying a book to read is not a waste of money. It's almost like an investment in yourself, especially a non-fiction book. Right? A fiction book probably is a sense of escapism as well. So a non-fiction book where you're going to grow, where you're going to learn, is an investment in itself as well.
Breaking that cycle was just simply saying no and delaying that gratification because you know it's going to compound over time. Just what the basis of all 75 or 60 or 90-day hard challenges is saying no now so you can invest that energy in the right direction, let it compound over that time to actually for it to actually account and amount into something.
Absolutely. And you know what? This reminds me of something else. I'm going to add one more final habit. As a habit
This
coach,
has
you
become
can't,
extra, extra hard.
as a habit coach, well, I just keep thinking of habits for people to do. So the 75-day hard challenge had a progress selfie that you had to take every day. Okay. And for many people, that's a very hard thing to do because, you're shying away from seeing your body that you are trying to change. And many people feel uncomfortable looking at themselves in the mirror. You might be one of them. There's another thing that people feel very uncomfortable doing with regards to their finances. You know what that is? Checking your account balance. I want you to check your account balance every single day. Imagine for 75 days, if you look at that account balance, the first 5 days will go, oh my God, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money. And most people, when they look at that little slip that comes out of the ATM, think, oh my God, I don't have enough money. But instead, I want you to start looking at it with gratitude. I am so happy I have this much money. Thank you for being here. Every day for 75 days, if you just look at your bank balance and say, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. At the end of the 75 days, the relationship that you have with your money is going to be so dramatically different that you will be like, wow, I am rich. Of course, from the SIPs that you put aside from all the money that you didn't spend. But also, you will have that rich mindset. When you look at the money, you say, thank you for it being there.
And isn't that exactly what these challenges are supposed to do? Just change the perspective of how you're viewing your habits, how you're forming your habits, so that relationship change allows you to continue doing them as life goes on.
Yes, it doesn't stay hard anymore. As soon as you suddenly realize that, wow, there is so much to life, especially parts of life that you ignored. For
Correct.
many people, they ignored their health. They ignored their, how tough their body was, which is why 75-day hard is. For the finances, many of us forget just how resilient we are with the way that we can handle money. We fall into these bad loops where we spend money unnecessarily, where we don't respect the money that we have, and we don't feel grateful for the money that we have. There is a beautiful author that talks about saying arigato to your money, saying thank you to your money. And just saying thank you to it, feeling grateful as soon as you see it, I think is a beautiful habit that you can create for these 75 days. Okay, so putting the whole challenge together, let's put it down. So the first 30 days, no eating out, eating ghar ka khana. If you go out with anybody, you can order either a bottle of water or a limbu pani just to make sure people feel okay that, that, that you've ordered something.
Something.
All right, that's the first one.
The second 30 days was trying to save money by using more public transport and also saving time while at it.
Correct? So that is for 30, 30. Then we have how many? 15 days left. The last 15 days, cancel 2 subscriptions that you have. All right. Now remember, after the first 30 days, whatever money you saved, invest in an SIP. After the next 30 days, whatever money you saved, invest in an SIP again. So start that process of investing in your SIPs. Every single day, you will look at your bank balance and see what you have in it and say thank you to that money that is residing in your bank account.
And to add to it, we either going to read 10 pages of a book that helps us learn more about finances or 20 minutes of listening or viewing something that does the same.
And finally, if you want to make this extra hard because you know you have this shopaholic streak inside you, take your credit card, put it in a bowl of water, take all your credit cards, put it in a bowl of water, and put in the freezer, freeze it away. And if you ever need to use it in an emergency, break it open and thaw it and use it. But remember, that cute pink top that you saw is not an emergency.
If you're going to do the challenge along with us, because I think Ashdin and I are definitely going to give a go, let us know in the comments below. And if you think that somebody else can benefit from this 75 or 60-day hard or extra hard financial challenge, share this episode with them and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.